with the phone horizontal.
Maybe.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, y'all. Ooh, what a nice, cozy living room. Living room setting. So, it's so nice to see everybody. Hopefully, my sound is good.
Your sound is great. Is it good
Okay.
for us? Yeah.
Yeah, your sound is great. And Mrs.
Yay.
Anderson, you look ravishing.
Oh, thank
And
you.
Mrs. Perryman, you look gorgeous. And Miss Malak,
Yay.
you look glowing. And Miss Hoffler, you look beautiful.
Mrs. You look dashing.
Thank you. So,
Beautiful.
today we are talking about something so super heated. The number one thing that women don't want, cheating.
Uh-huh.
And the number one thing that men don't want, divorce.
True.
Even though a lot of people don't know that, but it's true. So the fascinating thing is if people just studied each other and understood how to stay in their feminine and masculine zones and lanes, we probably wouldn't even be getting to most of these problems, but we will still break it down, right?
Right.
We have gotten, everyone has given us a lot of questions about what is Black Wealth U, which is interesting. You know, I contacted Dr. Boyce Watkins, and our family wanted to talk to him about the fact that we have this name, Black Wealth U, similarly, right? But we all have been doing Black Wealth TV for like a year, and I am just so excited because it's like Domestic Goddess Live too, right? So we're going to get into the topic. And first, we're going to go and start off by letting everyone know that we are highly unbothered today. I heard that there were riots in America of some sort. Has anyone heard of such a thing?
No. What riot?
What riots? That's right. You know, there is a lot that goes on in with the dynamics of our people in America, and I'm gonna let the Senegal ladies show a little clip from Senegal so that we can talk about Domestic Goddess Live issues. And then afterwards, I want you all to tell me a little commentary of what you think about this following clip.
Welcome to the Domestic Goddess Show. I am Mrs. Malak.
I am Mrs. Ortiz.
And I'm Halima.
Welcome from Senegal. All right, let's get right into it, shall we?
Yes, ma'am.
Over there.
Mrs. Malak, you okay?
Oh, yeah.
No, this is not okay.
How many times have we tried to integrate with these people? You know how people bring up the abolitionists? Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. If that really helped us, do you think that we would still be getting lynched to this day? That was just a band-aid.
That was a band-aid.
Band-aid.
It was a band-aid on a bullet wound that haven't been taken out yet.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Well, just tell us how you really feel.
Honestly, they just patched that thing up and said, all right, you fixed now. Go on about your business.
Go about your business.
Go on about your business.
Don't hold your breath.
We don't need that love. Keep that on.
They haven't repealed any laws that said that we were 3/5 of a human.
Nope.
They haven't repealed any laws that said that slaves couldn't sue for their freedom. They haven't repealed the laws that makes us actual humans in the United States
Yeah.
of America.
I don't know if everybody caught that, but that was about the little band-aids that we are given as Black Americans to pacify us while we steadily try to what? Integrate. The integration has been a very interesting ride, if I can say so myself. So Mrs. Malak was heated.
Joke. It's a big
Why were you
joke
so mad, Mrs. Malak?
because they want to be around these people and they don't even they think that we are their pets and we keep wanting to be around them. And I'm like, can't you see that they don't like you? They just want to use you and take the life out of you and then take over. That's their parasites,
Yep.
you know? The actual parasites, and they love it.
Yes, they do. And some other people love it too. And that brings me to my point, because we are here. We have decided to do a lovely tribute and toast to the late, great Malcolm X. Hold on. I have been saving this since I was 22 years old.
Wow.
These are such old stamps. I have a bunch of them in the frame. I think it was, I don't remember what year. 1998? Yeah, 1998. These came out in 1998. And I have collected them and kept them because Mr. Malcolm is a hero. And he told us a long time ago that he cannot wait for the day when the chickens come to roost. The chickens have come to roost, y'all.
Every last one.
So, yeah, make sure your volume is up when you're ready to talk, because we are getting to it. So, does anyone want to say anything in honor of the late, great, and always living Malcolm X? Hello? Are your mics on?
Is our mic on?
Oh, not really. Can you increase it, Ms. Hoffler? There you go.
Yes. I'm just grateful for Brother Malcolm. I'm grateful for his message. And he was telling the truth then. It was true then, and it's definitely true today.
Yeah. Yep.
Toast to him today.
Toast to him.
Okay.
I'm going to pour out some more water. Someone's asking if you all are in Ghana. No, they are in Senegal. So, all right, ladies. I want to start by saying that in all seriousness, as feminine ladies, even though we have people who oppress us, and we all know who those people are, that we need to make sure that we stay focused on having compassion for these Europeans. And as they tear up the White House, that we can embody and push out our love towards them. Psych, I'm just kidding.
Oh, wait a minute.
Be one for life. Okay. Flower them forever.
Not
What did you say, Mrs. Anderson?
flower them with the stinky flowers.
Yeah, they're stinky flowers. Okay.
Don't waste the flowers.
Yeah, no. Psych, we're just kidding. We are always focused on us. We're always focused on us. We do not have a level playing field. So we need to stay focused until we win the way we need to win. Y'all thought I was serious. Some people look like, oh my goodness, what happened to Mrs. Caution? I'm a psych on you, as we say in New Orleans, psych on your mind.
I just had to look off Mrs. G.
Okay, so I wanted to start by helping people to understand the depths of what we're talking about today, because a lot of people have this victim mentality when it comes to cheating and divorce. And ladies and gentlemen, also known as gentlemen and ladies, again, psych on your mind. There is so much that you can do to prevent these horrible things from happening to you. There is so much that can be done, and we study them and we are successful. We study them and we are successful. I want to say again, we are the winners, the certified wives and our certified husbands. And actually the husbands first and the wives. We're the winners. We are not having problems like this, like the other people. So we're going to tell you our secrets, how to prevent these disasters. Okay?
All right.
Mrs. Anderson, how
ma'am.
about a couple of initial tips or any type of thing that you would like to add to help the people understand the whole concept, the whole thing that's going on that is away from the mainstream media? Why people keep getting trapped in these cheatings, or what do they call it, entanglements? Situations. Why does this keep happening? Okay.
The main reason why this is happening is because of television and these scripted reality TV shows that show people acting wild and all kinds of things that are completely matriarchal. And they think that the television is now real. And we've discussed before that once you unplug from the television and you completely detox, you realize, like, you know, it's brainwashing. So people are brainwashed right now, not understanding the behaviors. They're on autopilot. And when we say go to white school, they're like, I don't need white school. But every woman in America needs white school. Every single one needs white school. There are 57 courses, and I can guarantee, no matter your age, as a Black American woman, you have not studied all of these elements and all of the 57 elements that are taught in white school. It's not possible because less than 1% of Black Americans even have a passport. So the only way that you can get the information is if you go to white school with people who have traveled the world and have done the research to bring you the information to empower and better you. Okay? You can start with super parenting. You can start with super parenting because your parents most likely were working. If you were fortunate enough to have two parents, which most of our people only have one parent in the household, and that one parent was working, which means that you were not being raised. The television raised you, and now you're confused and you think that you're supposed to behave like the actors on TV, and those actors on TV go home and operate in a patriarchal manner while you are in matriarchal destruction. Okay?
Yeah.
Mrs. Grunge was like, wow, I'm really passionate about this. Yes, because we need order and discipline amongst our people. We need order and discipline. It's too much, y'all. It's too much. Okay? We love you. We love you. So start with super parenting, because super parenting allows you to re-raise yourself while
Yeah.
you learn how to actually parent your children and not repeat the cycle of dysfunction, causing them to have another generation of a broken home. You deserve the ability to fix it for your future generations. And that's what you can give your children for what it is that you possibly didn't have. And if you did have it, there's nothing wrong with a refresher, because some of the people who didn't have it still had dysfunction.
Right.
Yeah.
All righty. Now, Mrs. Anderson, I have a question for you, because you often talk about the mice. What about what about the mice?
They all died.
Yes.
In the end, all the rats died. In the end, all the rats died. And if you don't know what I'm talking about the Mouse Utopia experiment. And in this experiment, it is an exact replication of what has happened to the Black community, from the housing projects, to the redlining, to the food stamps, to the removal of men from our homes. Okay? You have now become conditioned to depend on the oppressor so greatly that you ignore and disrespect our men on a daily basis. And they're now gone, and you're left with a bunch of males, and you don't even know what a man is.
Right.
And in this experiment, in the end, all the rats died.
Yep. All. None of them survived.
Not one.
None of them survived. So I want to say that people need to study the rat or mouse utopia experiment. We talk about this often because that was an experiment about us, about Black Americans. We teach this in wife school. We teach the very specific demoralization process that was planned by the government 40 years ago. The demoralization process was to move the morals from Black America so that people could be convinced to just follow the government. And people, you know what? The powers who have decided to do such a thing were willing to wait 40 years.
Easily.
Their plans are so far in advance that we don't have time to focus on who Kanye West is getting a divorce from. Yes, I heard that Mr. West is divorcing somebody. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is one of the things that is concerning people. And people wanted us to talk about that, but we want to talk about us. You know, we're always going to talk about the bigger picture. That is what we do. So, you know, if someone comes to us with some information about some celebrity, we're looking for the message. We're looking for the lesson. We're looking for how we can use that to teach. We really are not interested because we don't watch TV. Yeah. So somebody asked, what is a pick-me? Okay. A pick-me is a woman who has the qualities of being picked. Isn't that lovely? That's what a pick-me is. And so a bunch of ladies who have not been picked have tried to turn being picked and wanted by men and women who have lots of choices into something derogatory because they're the losers.
And
You know what's so funny?
Everyone that you see on this panel today is a pick-me. And we are not just pick-me's. We're picked, we're wanted, we're loved, we're cherished, we are adored. So we are picked, loved, cherished, adored me's. Isn't that just horrible?
But like even like when we were in school, didn't you want to get picked? Like, when you had to pick for teams, no one wanted to be last.
Yeah. Yeah. And then those losers are trying to tell us that that's not an incorrect definition of being a pick-me. However, I'm pretty sure winners are still winners. I'm pretty sure. And losers are still losers. And when you're 75 years old on your deathbed, and when you're 75 years old on your deathbed and nobody will come visit you, you'll remember that word as a different thing.
Because you didn't get picked.
Okay. Because pick-me's get flowers. Pick-me's live long. We get flowers. People volunteer to help us all through our old age. We have husbands who make sure that we have wealth and generational success. We don't have to stress out and drive in traffic because we're pick-me's. Where everybody wants me. Okay. Now, I want to discuss a little bit with Mrs. Malak. Miss Malak? What is crack-a-lackin', Miss Malakin? Are you a pick-me, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, just wondering. Okay. Pick-me's for the win. For real, that's kind of one of the most hilarious things I ever heard.
My cheeks hurt.
Y'all should have never let me have coffee. Okay, so next, Miss Malak, tell us what you think, ma'am, about the prevention. And what we're talking about right now is not really the prevention part. It's more so the how to prepare. The preparedness and being who you're choosing and stuff like that, right? So what would you add to that?
Okay, so I would say first, marry an African. And I know people hate it when we say that. They hate it. They don't even like saying that they're actual Africans.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to marry an African because you can just bypass all the foolishness that we have learned for the past 400 years. Yes, I said it. The next thing I would say is no TV. No TV. I think that what people are getting confused is that TV is for entertainment, and you really do not know that it's real. And even the news has admitted that they are for entertainment purposes. So what does that tell you? So turn the TV on. Do the 21-day TV detox to start. I think that what Mrs. Grangewa was saying is people were saying there are riots, but who do you know that is in the midst of all that? How do you really know that that's real? Like, there's been several times that Mrs. Grangewa has told us that her family would say, oh, this is going on in Paris. And Mrs. Grangewa is like, no, it's not. What are you talking about? So, please. That'll be really good key so that you can, so your brain can click back on. Yes, the brain has to click back on. Turn the TV off, click. And then I would say the last thing, people will be living outside of America. I know that there are a lot of people that say, well, I've traveled outside of America. Like there's people from the military, and then there's people that are that have been outside of America, but as tourists. They have been to different countries, yes, but they haven't lived amongst the natives. They still don't know any of the different languages that they've encountered when they have been into these countries. So how do you really know what you're missing? There's a lot of people that say that America is the best place on this earth, and they've never even lived outside of America, and that just
That's a scam. That's a scam.
that's the real scam. That is the real scam.
Call the FBI. That's a scam. Because you know what that is they are doing? Human trafficking. Human trafficking. Okay.
Call the ABC boys on that.
Okay. You know, the number one human trafficker in the world are the people who have brought us over on the ships. Okay. You want to know about human trafficking? Get into reality. Y'all are human trafficked right now.
Still.
Right.
That's the truth.
Right.
Talking about Africa. That's where we came from. Okay. Let's get in reality. All right, so that was so good. Thank you very much, Mrs. Lovely, Mrs. Malak. I love you so much. You know, I'm just doing a little extra today for all of the people who say that our voices make them sick. We love it. We love you. We love our voices. And basically, you just don't like our voices because you don't like good vibrations. That's okay. What do you say? What do you say, Mrs. Perryman? Mrs. Perryman is frozen. Oh, what would you like to add, Mrs.
Well,
Perryman,
frozen,
about
can you hear me now?
preparing and stuff like that? Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that you can do to prepare yourself for marriage and prevent cheating and divorce. First is identifying or marrying a healthy man. And a lot of people out here don't even know what the difference is between a male and a man. I've got the solution.
Yeah.
Chapter 5 tells you everything you need to know on how to identify how a man is healthy. This book saved my life, helped me find my husband. But so a man begins to ripen, or male starts to ripen into a man around the age of 35 and fully ripens around age 41, 42. So ideally, that's where you want to look once you turn 25 for marriage. Marry someone at no more than 10 years older than you.
Yeah.
That number can shorten the older you get, but when you're 25, at least 35. Like no sooner than that. If you marry somebody sooner than that, that's where you're coming into issues. So you've got the men are still trying to, or males are still trying to go through this process of proving themselves, establishing themselves. So they're going to be working much more. They're going to be hustling, working longer hours. So they're not going to be able to give you the time that you need to build that marriage. And so then either you're going to get, bored with that, or, get disenchanted by that, and you will go out and find something else, or you get frustrated by that and stress your husband out.
Right.
And the husband doesn't want to be home with the stress, so he goes somewhere else, and now the cheating's happened. So Marry somebody who has a different goal at that point. They're looking at, okay, now I'm worried about my legacy. What am I going to leave behind? What's going to be there to carry my legacy forward? So when men get to those ages, they're not looking to cheat. They're looking for that is their focus. They've already, reached a level of success on their own. Marriage is going to take them higher, but the whole goals and what they have in place is going to set them up where they're not having to work as hard and be as selfish because males will have to be selfish in those earlier years. So you want to find somebody who is maturing. The next thing you want to do is have passive income. Ladies, we housewives are not sitting at home watching TV, eating bonbons, although we do like our chocolate. But we are actually helping create a legacy as well. We have our own money, and that is to help us give us peace of mind and allow our husbands to very early on make mistakes without us stressing him out because, oh my gosh, what are we going to do for money? Like, this gives us peace of mind. This allows our husband to make mistakes over there on his own, and we're resting peacefully. And then hopefully that money that you are creating as passive income goes towards your grandchildren. And I know Mrs. Franjois loves to tell us how her father, Mr. Cutno, who is everybody's papa now, he makes sure that his grandchildren had a full-time stay-home mom. You have to think about your grandchildren. You want your grandchildren nurtured with the same ideals that you have. And who's better than that but the mother? Passive income is something that you can set aside and push forward to your children and your grandchildren. Third is my favorite, marriage negotiations. And they are lovely. Marriage negotiations are this extensive, at least 2-month process of where you're going into detail of how or what it is that you need, so the husband and the wife, in order to have a happy marriage. And it's not what I need to know from a selfish standpoint. You're thinking legacy. Marriage is for personal growth and generational success. So, and like Mrs. Anderson said, you're wanting to marry along the lines of patriarchy. So you're wanting to think, how do you want to grow together? And it's super, super detailed. Our top 3 negotiations are full transparency on both sides, a lifetime of negotiations. You are negotiating for life. And stay and negotiate fairly. If there's a disagreement, you can't leave. You have to sit there and you work it out, but you negotiate fairly. And it just, like I said, it's so detailed how to raise children, understanding what your lanes are. And that's why you have to marry under the umbrella of patriarchy, because you have a feminine lane and you have a masculine lane. And those lanes are clear. When you're dealing with this matriarchy, it turns into this huge amoeba of, I don't know what that is. But you're able to understand, these are my clear lanes, these are his clear lanes. And if hubby wants to kind of scoot over into your lane and you find him in the fridge and you're like, can I help you with something? Can I get that for you? Do I need to pull up the marriage negotiations? And he's like, oh, no, I'm good. And he's back in his lane, making money. It talks about handling baby mamas and who's supposed to interact with the baby mama if there is children from other marriages. Women talk to the women, men talk to the men, and you both have to agree on that. Thermostat temperatures. And you may think that is something so small, but you could tear up a house over it being too hot or too cold. If you discuss those things in the very beginning, it's in my marriage negotiations, it was at least 150 things that we discussed. That also included end-of-life care. If we're in the hospital, what happens when we pass on, who gets what and in what order? What happens if there is cheating or if there's abuse? And we also discussed what happens in the event of a divorce. We don't plan on divorcing, but this is a discussion that still needs to be had. And I know with my husband and I, we know that we both plan on homeschooling our children. And if there's a divorce, the children, because I'm the one that's going to be homeschooling them, if he has to spend time with them, that means, I can't have all the time. They have to go into a school. Neither one of us want them to go into a brick and mortar school. So we're not getting divorced. It's not going to happen. But yeah,
Yes, indeed.
those three are the main. Mhm.
Yeah, and people contact us a lot like, can you just throw me those marriage negotiations?
Are you a crazy person?
Yeah, they're a crazy one. It's like hiring a lawyer for your marriage, and it's deep. It can get very deep. So no, we can't throw them.
Absolutely.
You have to go through each one.
So, and
Sometimes we see like males, right? What about a prenup? Well,
Prenups.
that still gets the oppressor in your business, and we're not about that life. So
Right.
our marriage negotiations are much more thorough than anybody's prenup.
Right.
Okay? So you can't come and say, I don't want to be on child support and I don't want to be in their system, but then you want to be in theirs. Well, exactly. Okay. We have marriage negotiations. That's ours. It's ours. Theirs.
They're very deep. Marriage negotiations are deep, 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 and they take a while, right,
Yeah,
ladies?
it's
They
like
take a while. You don't
yeah,
just get the marriage negotiations and go through them. It takes a while. It gets
because
deep.
it's a lawyer for your marriage.
Exactly.
In the beginning, instead of a bunch of money at the end, when you could just have some insurance. So somebody is talking about, divorce being very expensive. Yes, it's very expensive. That's the point. That's why you need marriage negotiations. So, we want to get now to Mrs. Marilyn some great, beginner tips like the other ladies. What would you add, Miss Marilyn?
So
Prevention.
I am hello ladies. Hi. So we do have a class about marital sex. It's important. I know that Mrs. Gregoire teaches us it's the African way for ladies once they get married to learn about their bodies and sex and like how to move your bodies once you're married during sex. I know in America that's so foreign because even before we're adults, we're already having sex, right? So we can't fathom to wait until we're married and then you're like, well, how do I understand sex? Like what am I supposed to do? Like who's supposed to teach me? But you're supposed to learn from other ladies, like the ways to have
Verbally.
enjoyable sex with your husband.
People put all these
So
wild things in their head, and really it's just verbally. And the other thing people need to understand, our Black people from America, please understand that twerking does come from Africa, but it's a private ladies only dance to help women understand marriage after sex.
after marriage and sex. Yes.
Private ladies only dance. So it's a dance to help teach you. Hopefully people
Yes.
understand that. Yeah.
No one understands that. Because I guess our children are doing it, like even our little babies. So we can't fathom that this is something that's supposed to be for our husbands only. No. But we do have a class just for that. If you're a lady that isn't very sexual, there's a class that teaches you exactly what to do once you're married, the proper way to have sex, and that you're supposed to enjoy the sex, and you're supposed to have frequent sex with your husband. And then there are things to do. There's tips to know to do that, how to move your body, how to learn how to get used to your husband, the way he looks, the way he smells, the way he feels. All of these things will help you enjoy the sex once you're married. So I'm happy that there is a class that teaches that. But I would say just learn those things. You do want to have frequent sex with your husband, but you want to learn to enjoy the sex for yourself as well. So
Yeah, you're not supposed to be having sex if you don't enjoy it. One of the reasons why we so make it, okay, a few reasons. I'll give you a very few reasons, and I will let the other ladies chime in. Just throw out your reasons. Why premarital sex is such a bad idea. So one of the reasons that I would like to share with everybody is that giving your husband sex to a boyfriend is not fair to your husband. A lot of ladies get all tired and used up like that. And then when it comes to their husband, they are not so interested anymore. The other thing is women do not realize that you can really traumatize and have yourself become abused. You're consenting to sex that can abuse you. And then we have a lot of Me Too people in the Me Too movement coming back because they regret it. They regret it because they feel hurt. If you want to understand the Me Too movement, please understand that women who consent to sex often years later regret it because they feel hurt, and we as women scientifically get attached to men, and then the endorphins cause us to believe that we are in love with anybody who we have sex with. So that's not the same thing for males. It is not wise to start talking about, well, it should be equal for them and for us. It's not equal. It's not biologically equal at all. And let's stop pretending that y'all want to marry male virgins. That's not cute or funny. Okay. Anyone want to add to that? There's no sex before marriage?
I would also say that, I would say that having sex before marriage with different people, you're comparing. You're going to be comparing your husband to somebody that you had before, and it was like, well, why can't you do it like this? And well, someone did it better. And it's like, why would you even cloud your sexual encounter with those thoughts and comparisons?
Right. And also, I would like to add that ladies are supposed to know themselves sexually before marriage. Let's not be ignorant here. You're supposed to know yourself sexually and not give all types of power and all types of responsibility for your body and how you feel to your husband. Right. You should know how to bring yourself happiness in that physical way. And this is also something that's key to actually being able to wait until marriage. I mean, just imagine how ignorant it is to lay down like a dead fish and expect someone else to teach you about you. Oh, no, baby. No, honey. No, child. That's not how that works. Okay. Does anybody else want to add to that?
I believe Ms. Hoffler.
Oh, Ms. Hoffler.
I can't hear her.
Can I hear?
Out now?
Yes.
Kind of? Sort of. I would also like to say children that are children. A lot of children are coming out of all of this free sex. And if children are coming out of free sex, they're not being planned, and neither are their futures. So that's one good reason to keep it for your husband so that he can protect you and your children. So
can I say something that you said about this situation? For one, these date ladies that are between the ages of 18 and 24. And I'm like, you're not marrying these ladies. You're just having sex with them. You're using them and then you're throwing them away. And then you get mad because they have 500 babies. What's the So I want to warn the ladies, these young women, don't be fooled. These males are not marrying these young girls. They're using them because these young girls are still young in the mind and they're naive and they're getting tricked because they don't have fathers. So they think that also the ones that are getting married too young too, because there are some that do get married too young and then they end up getting divorced maybe like 10 years later. That was your practice marriage for no reason. Tamika's face. Seriously. Okay, that was my 2 cents on that.
Hopefully you all can still hear me. Okay,
Yes.
so let me check here.
Sounds good.
All right. Now, how is
The
it?
video.
Okay, good. Yes. Yeah, I heard what Mrs. Malak was saying about practice marriage.
Okay.
And I totally agree. But people need to understand that some people are so wild that if they don't get married, it's going to go really bad. Some parents know that, I think. Okay, let's see. Miss Perryman, can you hear now? Can you still hear? Hello? Mrs. Perryman? Hello?
So I'm only listening to you through YouTube. I can't hear through my my tablet now, so I don't know what happened.
Okay. What about everybody else? Can you all still hear?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
Yes.
So now I want to hear from, well, I guess have we heard from everybody? Mrs. Hoffler. But I guess Mrs. Hoffler, let me see if Mrs. Hoffler is here. There we go. Miss Hoffler. There we go. Everybody should be here.
Hello.
Oh yes, this is
Can you
really
guys hear
good.
me?
Yes. Hi, Mrs. Hoffler. Miss Hoffler.
You
Let me
guys can hear
see.
me?
I can hear you.
Hi, I only see me though. Awesome.
Oh, we see
I
you
can
and
hear
you're
you,
beautiful.
Mrs. Anderson.
Okay, so we can keep going if you would like. Do you have any insights?
Oh, okay. Yes, I was going to say staying for the children and not selfishness. When we stay in and I'm just thinking of the perspective when we stay in the relationship for our children, and we're not just thinking about ourselves. If the purpose of marriage is generational success, then the marriage is there to protect the children. So unless there is cheating, abuse, whether that be
I don't see everybody.
I
don't know why.
only
Let
see.
me see here.
Looks like the layout may have been changed.
Let me see.
There
But I
is
don't see
everybody.
everybody. Let's see here.
I think we're good now. Everybody, I see all faces.
Okay, hopefully. I don't know what it was, or maybe it was catching up or something. What about now? Did Mrs. Hoffler? Can you see Miss Hoffler, Mrs. Anderson?
Yes, but your face is frozen, Mrs. Francois.
Okay, I don't know why. Okay, maybe it'll catch up. What about right now?
You're showing frozen as well still.
And you can just hear my voice?
I can hear your voice.
Okay, let me see here. Okay.
Now you're moving and Miss Hoffler disappeared.
Okay, so it looks like when we have a lot of people, it does funny things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can improve it. I'm gonna see what's gonna, because Miss Marilyn is frozen to me. So I'm gonna see if that helps. Okay. All right. What about now? How's that?
We're
Much
waiting
better?
for Counselor. Maybe she can come back and join us because she was
No,
just.
because it just works better. It works better.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I want to say, I mean, the viewers are saying that they can see all of us, but I wanted to close out and maybe we can add the other ladies after. So if the other ladies can hear, make sure that you are ready. But I want to close out by saying that I'm going to give people now very specific preventative tips. Okay. You know, we have done a lot of talking. We have done a lot of went through a lot of points. But I want people to literally get some paper and pen, or at least replay this later. You're going to have I'm going to give you very specific tips because all of this heartache and pain and all of this feeling of failure is completely unnecessary. Okay? Somebody's saying that I'm in slow motion. How am I doing now? Can you all hear and see us well?
Your video just completely went out, Mrs. Brown.
Now it is.
We are down in the. I think that may be Mrs. Malak.
All righty.
Uh,
They said we are fine. Okay, I'm
Back-
just on another part.
You're back, Mrs. Grangeois. Your video is looking good. Your audio is good. Mrs. Malak has been muted because I think there's some feedback coming.
Okay, good. All right, so here we go. Paper and pen ready. Listen, these are the preventative steps. And these preventative steps are from the very thorough teaching that we do. Okay? These things are going to, hopefully, if you are able to follow directions, you can save your family, you can save your life. All right? And this list here is about how to prevent abuse. Okay? You'll know why. Write that part down. How to prevent abuse. Okay. 1, have a mail voucher. Have as many as possible. We say this and people, it goes in one ear and it goes out the other. If you want a male/man, either of those in reality, we want you to marry a man. But if you're stuck with a male, you really need male vouchers. Men copy the treatment of you by other men in your life who are in a relationship with you non-sexually. If you don't have men in your life who treat you well and they're not in a sexual relationship with you, then you're going to have males and men see you differently. They're not going to have good enough boundaries to help them to treat you like what you want to be treated. This also means that you should not be telling people crazy wild stories, no matter how true they are, that your dad put you out and threw you out in the middle of the night, threw all your stuff on the lawn. You got so assaulted over and over again. Guess what, ladies? You need to go to a therapist for that. If you want protection, don't tell that to men. Don't tell that. You need to have a serious image of always being protected if you want protection. Males copy the behavior of other males and how they treat women in their lives who they are in non-sexual relationships with. You want to reduce your cheating? Make sure that the males in your life will not tolerate it if you're cheated on. Okay? These are huge, valuable secrets. You need to go to wife school to get all of it. It is important to understand that Americans live in a bubble of ignorance. There's a reason you don't know these very old, wise things. You're not supposed to know. You're not supposed to know. You're supposed to fail, be confused. You're supposed to have heartache and pain and run back to government daddy because they need you to be their slave. That's why you don't know. Okay? Next, have higher thinking. This is still in the category of how to prevent abuse. Have higher thinking. In wife school, we go into very great detail about understanding the consciousness of humans. Okay? We are not a religious organization at all. We teach people about human consciousness. Which people are low lives based on their current point of view, which can be changed at any time if they so choose to, and which people are higher vibrating people. We say higher thinking to make people come to us and try to get more information. But in reality, we're talking about higher viewpoint, higher vibration, a higher way to process information and vibrations. If you want to prevent that, prevent abuse, be valuable in the way that you vibrate. No man is going to throw away a good woman unless she messes up so badly. We need to be clear that when males turn 35, their testosterone levels start dropping down more and more every single year. Ladies, you are not supposed to marry one of those freaky, deaky, unable to keep it in their pants males. You want to see all these problems? Marry one of them. People don't want to listen to us, but they have so much sexual energy inside of them that they almost cannot stop themselves. They want to have a lot of sex, and it doesn't matter if they're married. So they need to be at least 35. 35. 35. 35. 3, 5. Okay? Do not come to us and complain that he cheated and he did this and he did that. If you saw this video, we already told you 35. Okay? Do not come to us about he got a side chick and he got side babies and he got this and he got that. He's 35. He's a boy. Boys like to have sex. They're freaky deaky. They cannot keep it in their pants. Okay? So, 35. All right. You need to be a higher thinking person. Higher thinking. Higher thinking for higher living. All right. Next, we want to talk about passive income, as Mrs. Perryman continues to say. The next phase to preventing abuse of you. The next thing is passive income. Because, baby, or as we say in New Orleans, baby, if you have money to get gone, they're not going to be playing that as much. Okay? Bye. I'm going on vacation. Bye. If they know that you can be gone, they're going to think twice about that. Okay? And don't forget that your passive income is connected to your appearance. Because if you can be gone and look good, baby, Baby, they are not taking all those chances. They may want to cheat, but not if it's possible that you're going to be cheating back. Not if it's possible that you can get somebody else. Not if it's possible that you can be gone. Okay? Very few men want to risk their marriage over some cookies. The men who risk their marriage over some cookies do so because they think that nothing will happen if they do it and if they get caught. Okay?
Certified wives. We're not doormats, so it ain't happening.
No. Okay? Yes, don't be a doormat. And that brings me to my next one. Don't be a doormat.
Yeah.
If they think that you're a doormat, they will try. They will know that it's easier with you. You cannot be a person who is giving off this vibe like you would accept cheating. The more you give off that vibe, baby, the more it can happen to you. No, cheating is grounds for divorce. You need to make that clear in your marriage negotiations. And if there is cheating, you need to get the divorce. Be, as we say in New Orleans, again, be about your business. Okay? Alrighty. So, not being a doormat. Then, number 5. Marry only a healthy man.
Chapter 2.
Yes. The man is much less likely to cheat on you. Okay? Man. Then you have to make sure that you're taking this advice as a wife and not as a girlfriend. Because nobody can cheat on a girlfriend. Men only have to be faithful to fiancés and wives. Nobody can cheat on a girlfriend. And ladies, if you don't know the rules, we're sorry. If you got your heart broken, just feel better knowing that you didn't actually get cheated on because you were not a wife. You can feel better. Be healed from your girlfriendedness. Because that's not cheating. These males can be with whomever they want, and they know it. They in the barbershop when I'm quiet and I hear them talking in America and other places. I hear them say, but you can do that. She's not your wife. Okay. They have rules with each other. The actual men do not encourage each other to cheat. They tell the men that they cannot cheat on their wife. They do. And they tell the men that they can cheat on their girlfriend. They do. You want to live in reality or you want to live in TV? Because in reality, there's man code. Okay? Next, we have being full-time. Ladies, if you're full-time, it's very hard to abuse you. If you're not focusing all of the best hours of each one of your days on something else, it is very hard to abuse you. Okay? You cannot be a person who can't catch things before they get bigger. We have all the time in the world. One of the reasons why we're certified wives is so that we can have all the time in the world to nip everything in our families in the bud. Okay? Now, next, daily sex. Men cannot even physically, the 35 and over men cannot physically have sex if they just finished having sex. Pure science.
Okay, one more time for people who didn't quite catch that. There are people who missed that one. They needed one more time, please.
Men who are 35 and older, because you have to be 35, they cannot have sex scientifically if they just had sex. There needs to be a lot of time for things to refill and for things to be able to fill up. Okay? So your power is also in the fact that you're enjoying having lots of marital sex. Next, respect. Ladies, one of the ways to get abused is to be disrespectful. Men view love as respect, also known as respect is love to men. You cannot separate them. That will never change. Okay? The other thing, the next one, go to wife school. Get every single bit of information that you need. Do not slack and then come to us later, because we are not the cleanup crew. We are the teachers and the sisters and the mothers and the mentors. And we have our own families. We have our own husbands and we have our own children. So we cannot clean up your messes. Go to wife school. Okay? Now, next is build him up. You need to, we all need to understand that a lot of men will say that they were with another woman and they wanted to be with her before having sex because she made them feel good about himself. You also have to be the person that makes the man feel good. How do you do that thoroughly, effectively, and long-term? Go to wife school. Next, have full and transparent marriage negotiations, like Mrs. Perryman said. Ladies, this includes having the passwords to everything. Bank accounts? Yes. Cell phones? Yes. Social media accounts? Yes. Every single account? Yes. All of the insurance documents? Yes, yes, yes. Ladies, if you didn't know that as a wife you have all the rights to these, it's because you've been a girlfriend. In man code, they know that they have to give the wife all of these accesses. The other men tell them even if they don't know. So, this means
technique. See, the people who
and
have
just
a
for the, what is it?
is the people who have a problem with us is because they don't have all the information. They're not wives.
Yeah. And ladies, you know, if you contact the husband of a certified wife and you try to slide in his personal messages, guess who's going to get the message?
The wife. Yeah.
Okay. We know what we can negotiate, and you can negotiate all of those things. All right. Next is planning and operating within generational success. So it is imperative to understand that generational success and building something with your husband, not being his employee, not being his secretary, not any of those other things, but building things with your husband is how he thinks, what he thinks when another woman walks up to him and says, "Ooh, you look good." One of the first things he's going to think about is how respectful you are, how much sex y'all have. And then he's going to think about all that he has built with you and all that he would lose if he were to go to the next step with a bunch of desperate chicks who call wives pick-me's, but are trying to be pick-men's. Okay? The other thing to remember is there's an old saying in America that says, what you won't do, some other woman will. So you need to just do what your husband wants because he can find it with some other woman. No lies. No lies. Okay? Those are lies. We can all have boundaries. We can all set our boundaries. We don't have to do everything that our husband wants. We are women. We are nurturers. We need to be doing what our husband needs. Okay? What's good for him? What's going to make him successful? What's going to make him have generational success? What's going to make him happy? What's going to make him be higher in his consciousness? Needs, not just what they want. Yes, you do what your husband wants, but not if it's not good for him. Okay?
Mhm.
So someone says you can't stop people from cheating, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We didn't say people. We didn't say people. We said men who are married over the age of 35 who don't want to ruin their lives. That's what we said. We didn't say people. We're not doing TV parroting with the viewers. We're not participating in TV parroting. We have our own minds with individual thoughts based on actual research and international success. Okay? So, wives teach wives here. We're not doing the girlfriend thing where we're going to teach people how to be girlfriends. We are wives and we come from generational success. All right. Now, if you're wondering, because this was a list, all right, and it is complete. And we also want you to be clear that this list is about how to prevent abuse. But if you want the list on how to prevent cheating, guess what, ladies? It's the exact same thing. Okay? It's the exact same thing because cheating is abuse. They know. You need to know too. Cheating is sexual abuse. Cheating is emotional abuse. Okay? Cheating is family abuse. Alrighty, so
All the pillars. Physical,
yeah,
spiritual, emotional, all three of them. All three
I
of
want to
them.
get everybody's closing arguments. But first, I want to answer a really popular question that we've been having about where to start in wife school. People who have been asking this constantly. Where do I start in wife school? And we're going to give you a little bit of a little clip so you can see what's going on here. Because when we say super parenting, this is not just for parents. This is for preparing you as your parents should have. Then you have children. If you already had children, then, start where you are. But if you are preparing to be married, you need to reparent yourself. And that's what the super parenting course is. It's really reparenting yourself so that you can parent your children. It's direct things about reparenting yourself, including healing, as well as parenting your child with direct, specific steps. And super parenting is 9 hours long. It is a university level course. It is no joke. It comes from our parents. My parents went to parenting school before they had 7 children. They went to university to learn parenting. They learned parenting through different types of entities that are international. And they had 7 children, but also we're going to give, super parenting involves things that you need to re-raise yourself from an international perspective. And it's just a maybe less than 2 minutes clip. So here we go. And we talk about it after. parenting your child well acknowledges your childhood pain. It is human nature to try to normalize your childhood pain by pretending that it happens to everybody. And in order to prove it, you join the club so that you are also everybody. You will be doing this to your child without even knowing it. Make sure that you sound melodic. If that sounds annoying to you, it's you. It's you who doesn't accept a certain level of positive vibrations. If your child can draw a picture of how much love they feel inside, let's say it's a picture of a glass, and they only go halfway on the picture, then you really don't have the right to correct them right now. Teaching your child this level of goodness and not being a doormat together will cause your child a lot of financial success and a lifetime of happiness. Yay! So you all are like like the pioneers with me with the super parenting. Would you like to say something about that? Mrs. Perryman? I don't know if I can hear. Oh, yeah? Okay. Oh, Mrs.
All right, I had to unmute myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, the super parenting course is absolutely amazing and so thorough. I think one of the biggest things that I learned is that parenting doesn't start at once you're pregnant. Parenting starts at marriage. You're preparing for proper parenting by picking the proper spouse, and making sure that you guys are both on the same page with rearing that child, and just all the aspects. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Like there's 9 hours of it, and you have to watch it multiple times to get all of the nuggets and the information that's in there. We're talking about going pregnancy, the toddler years, making sure that you have enough breast milk for the baby. Like it's so detailed and thorough. And even once your children are out of your home and they become parents themselves, like how to parent then. And it's amazing. It's amazing.
Mrs. Malek? Oh, everybody's okay. Mrs. Malek? Oh, Mrs. Malek, you have so much feedback. Oh, everybody. Okay. Yeah, we might not be able to hear you at all if you were to talk. Let me see who I can add. All right. Let's see. Hopefully it works well. Everybody is back. I think. Oh, Miss Hoffler is still gone. I don't know where Miss Hoffler is. Okay, we love you, Miss Hoffler. You're gone somewhere. I can't find you. So, yeah. This is also, Miss Marilyn took super parenting, and Miss Marilyn doesn't even have children in the home. Right now. Not anymore, right?
Exactly.
So why did you do that? Tell everybody.
Oh my gosh. So super parenting was great. It honestly, what I learned from super parenting was about re-raising myself and looking at my own parents as adults and individuals. And it really helped me forgive my parents for the things that I felt like that was their fault. Like we, as adults, especially Black Americans, we blame a lot. We do a lot of blaming on our situations and our parents. Like, we didn't have this and we didn't have that. And I had two parents. However, learning what I learned from the super parenting course, I was like, wow, they just did the best what they could do with what they had. But I was able to forgive them and see them as adults, as an adult. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And also
Yeah.
what's so beautiful about it is you can make sure that you get everything that you needed from your parents in order to heal, move forward, and even just being a good wife, because
Right.
taking away any types of childhood trauma or childhood pain or wishing things were differently changes the way you are in every aspect of your life. So really, it's in many ways, I can even say that it's therapy for your childhood.
It's amazing. Super parenting is amazing. Whether you have children or you're gonna have children or about to have children, it's awesome. Damn, my phone died.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's
Oh
okay.
God, fuck. Why would my phone?
So, Mrs. Anderson,
Hello.
hi.
Hi there. I'm a little, it's hard to hear right now. I think that
Okay,
there's
so
an
you can't
internet
hear?
connection. I
Okay.
cannot hear. I think that is a local internet issue.
Okay. Well, it's okay because we can wrap up. I'm going to wrap up. Okay. What is so cool about these ladies that everybody sees, everyone needs to understand that we communicate in man code and woman code because we had to switch over to patriarchy in order to be super successful in our marriages and to make sure that we have generational success. So this means that we have had to learn and use and keep with body language and actions and intentions and silence meaning something and not just words all the time. I have somebody who is in my inbox right now asking me to tell them how they can switch to the patriarchal way and show how serious they are with their actions instead of words. But the person keeps using words. And so in order to try to teach this lesson, I stay silent. This is patriarchal language. You need to learn from people's actions that is communication from how men communicate. Women talk and talk and talk and talk and think that their ability to be verbally talented makes them smarter than men. But men communicate in a masculine way. And we women want men to learn our way of communication. But most of us don't want to learn their way of communication. And the main tip that I can give you is that communication for a man starts with non-sexual touch, a beautiful voice, encouragement, and other ways that we learn and practice feminine nurturing. So I'm going to leave you all with just that. Make sure that if you get if you are clear-minded enough at the end of this video, make sure that you get yourself to BlackWealthU, the letter U.com. Get yourself there. Start with super parenting. Okay? You're a person walking around who needs reparenting. And I cannot say enough that you need to start and let us speak life into you. Let us speak life into you. Okay? That is all for now. We love you so much. Au revoir. Oh, one more thing. The link is at the top.
Bye.
The link that you need to use is at the top of the video. Okay? Bye. Bye, ladies. See you later.